You try to take me out that day. I'll tell you, the reason why I say you try to take me out that day is because first you're like, oh shit, you know, I went to work. You're like, have a blessed day.
Yeah.
I'm driving. I'm driving. I'm like, you know, all I can do is heart that, like, you know, appreciate you.
Right.
I type you when I get back or when I stop driving. Then your punk ass stuff hit back and stuff, whatever. Yo, who went in a staring contest between Biden and Mitch McConnell? I was like, the fuck am I supposed to do with this now? I can't respond. I want to respond.
I know. I know.
And I was like, this is Mitch's second run.
This is his second run.
This is the second freeze up, but he's had a health issue. Boss.
Right.
Boss. The Senate is a different kind of nursing home.
It is.
How old is Nancy Pelosi? If Nancy Pelosi is over the age of 70, I can look it up.
The podcast, you can't win. Talking a good game, you can't win. Topics never lame, you can't win. Win.
Not your average Joseph. Marvelous. It's ridiculously funny.
What's up, everybody? I'm Marvelous.
And I'm Not Your Average Joseph.
And we are the Podical Sons. Let's start the show. Like, comment, subscribe to all the above, all streaming platforms possible.
Oh, that.
Search Podical Sons Podcast. At Podical Sons on all social media platforms. And podicalsons.com. Let's go.
We are here.
How you feel today?
I feel good, man. You know, it's getting ready to enter into fall mode. Yo, I was gonna cut down the mohawk and go into my winter low because I don't like to have too much hair when I put on my winter hats. So I like to keep my hair nice and low.
Yeah.
So I figure, okay, you know what? I don't want to give up hope just yet. Maybe next week it'll be good. So I kept it one more week. I think I'll rock it for one more week.
Stand there till the summer breeze starts to freeze.
Right.
When the summer breeze starts to freeze, then yeah.
I think I'll hold on to it. Other
than that, you're good to go.
Yeah, man. It's one of those things when you can, you know, at least be able to cut yourself and keep yourself looking fresh because the prices of the barbershop now, I'm sure is not nice.
It's a wrap.
It's not nice.
The funerals to the $20 haircut days and stuff, those things has been gone. But you said back then when you used to cut hair, you used to cut and shave for 10?
15.
15?
Cut and shave for 15.
Okay. Yeah, those days are
long. Yeah. You can't even get a shave for 15.
Nah, I think like cut and shave now, and I feel like it might be cheap, but be like 40. Some places and stuff. Like I can't even imagine. Like I think most kids and stuff, whatever, now you're paying for like $20 now for a kid cut.
Right.
And that's no shave.
You're right.
So I'm looking like, yo, the shave with the lineup and stuff for that. That's like 15? Like 20? I was like, damn.
Good old days.
I was like, them days is over.
So I mean, there's nothing like going to actually sitting down in a barbershop doing and getting a
it's
nice,
definitely a vibe.
Yeah, getting a nice cut.
It's definitely a vibe.
For instance, I mean, I know every now and then, like you'll cut your hair yourself and you'll go to the shop.
Yeah.
Tell me something. When you cut your own hair, right? And you're marking up. Do you go around your ear? Do you take the liner and go around your ear? Or
yeah.
Okay. Because I noticed that's the one thing that if I skip out, I'll probably skip out on that part.
Oh, okay.
Because a lot of times I'll fade, so I don't really need to do it.
Gotcha.
But sometimes if I don't fade, I'll have to consciously remind myself, okay, you know what? Take that line up from here and go past the ear a little bit.
I think it's auto for me because like the funny thing too is that I remember I heard a woman say it a long time ago. She said the reason why the mullet cut exists was because of men.
Right.
Because men only give a fuck about the front. They didn't give a damn about the back. Right. And it was so crazy and stuff. And when she was saying it like that, whatever, because she's like, I bet you all those guys with mullets and stuff like that, whatever.
Right.
If they do manscape, it's probably all clean in the front and it's all like Bigfoot, hairy ass Chewbacca in the back and everything like that. So I was like, what I'm not going to do is if I put clippers to anywhere on my body, I'm going to miss out in the back area. So that always been like a moniker for me to make sure I take care of the back area. Yeah, man. We are here.
We are here.
Let's get into the fun.
All right.
Salute to last week's episode and stuff. That was real deep and dope.
Nice, yes.
Of course, with Sling Dads. This is to play on to more of his thing. We asked the question and stuff on the show or during the show, and then I was like, let's poll it.
Right.
So, who has more assists, an NBA point guard or community activist? And believe it or not, the votes said 50-50 split.
Okay.
Who you ride with again? For the folks that didn't catch on last episode.
I'm riding with, I think I'm riding with the point guard.
That point guard?
Yeah.
I'm riding with community activists. The reason why I say that is because I think when the sense of community and stuff is strong,
right,
and prevalent, but believe it or not, it has like a chain reaction and stuff like through the hood. Or even like not even the hood, but like the community. So I look at it where, all right, let's say set person stuff like, you guys should just fill out applications for jobs or do this and everything. You guys should start hanging out.
Right.
All that type of stuff. I feel like one of the kids that's there is going to resonate and they're going to want to probably do that same kind of job and stuff or want to help out or do a little more.
Right. Yeah.
So I feel like it has like a residual, like, like a drop in the water, like a stone in the water type of ripple effect.
Yeah.
But it's just that we put more focus on entertainment than we do in like our own backyard, right?
Yeah.
People can tell you which person is voting for this on The Voice and all that type of stuff. And then you have other people on stuff that can't even tell you, who their treasurer is in their town or board of trustees and stuff in charge of like their kids and everything. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
MPP here, stuff. So that.
In the hood, that I think the assist is definitely more important. Just these players though, man, they just their whole life is built around this playing ball and dishing. As it's like, you go to work, your job is dishing. You go to practice, your job is dishing. Your off season, you're playing pickup ball.
I'm not talking about no practice points. I'm talking about them
I thought you were just talking
regular season.
Just regular season?
Regular season.
Right.
Because not all point guards is
social worker might have them.
Social worker?
Social worker might have
that right
during
there.
the regular season, yes, I might give it to the social worker.
Okay. Next poll was, what's more powerful to have? Trust or money? And trust won by 80%.
Yeah, you know what? I thought about this and I was like, I think I would rather have the trust.
Talk about it.
Yeah, because I think if someone trusts you enough, they're willing to give you the money.
But money can buy trust and loyalty.
Money can't buy trust and loyalty. Money can buy trust and loyalty, but I don't know. Can it get you the money though? Like if you're buying the trust,
okay,
right? What if you don't have the money to buy the trust? At least if you have the trust, you can get the money. Then you can use that money and buy further trust.
Okay, so how many people would you can trust certain things like on consignment with? I don't want to sound like some kind of former drug dealer and stuff, whatever. But if it sounds like that, a friend of mine,
a friend of mine.
Yeah, but how much? Would you consign a lot of people and stuff? Because that's what I'm saying. Like consignment is trust,
most definitely.
And I don't feel like everybody trusts for me personally, I feel like a lot of people we live in the world with now.
Yeah,
they don't like people.
No.
So if they don't like people,
no.
You can say that they can really trust people. Anybody that talks like they don't like people, I hate people and like I feel like the trust game is already low. And we already pulled so many other things pertaining to money.
Right.
So I assume that the money would have been more more scale heavy. When I seen 80% for trust, I was like, world's getting to a beautiful place.
It's getting there. It's
getting there. I just thought economy wise, some shit might be shaking.
I guess it depends on the person who you're with, right? Like if you said if you came to me, right, and you said, Smooth, give me $100 right now, I'm gonna flip it and make you $2. I'm not even questioning.
Right.
I'm not even asking you what you're gonna do with it. I trust you.
Right.
You know what I mean? So in a sense like that, you could just get my $100 like that. You know what I mean? And you can flip it, do whatever.
But so how many people that out of that I'm gonna say let's say friends and family,
No,
would you say like you can
I don't know a lot of people like that.
Okay, but that's what I'm saying. Like, so your trust squad is like minimum compared to the other squads. You'd be like, yo, I need you to do a job for me. I'll pay you. And they'll be like, ding, 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 ding. That.
But if you have the trust of everybody, I mean, you just go around and ask millionaires.
For sure.
For sure. First people I'd ask.
For sure. Because I look at it as like, if you have the trust, like, you won't really stress the money aspect, right?
Right.
And I think it would, people like this, when they trust you enough for doing a good job or doing good services and doing all the above, they have no problem putting the money up for you.
Nah.
So that part.
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, can we equivalate credit to some form of type of trust?
But of course.
Similar, right?
Yeah.
Similar idea.
How many people got good credit? How many people got bad credit? See?
That's for another discussion.
See?
That's for another discussion.
Okay. Let's get into it, man. Diddy gives back bad boy artists their publishing. Talk about it.
I think that's cool. You
think that's cool? Okay. Let's speak on it.
The only thing that I would say I'd feel like a little bit sorry for is that it didn't happen earlier in a time where Black Rob could have benefited from it.
Ooh, I thought about the same damn thing too. I did.
It's like as soon as I heard that, I was like, wow. Imagine like just years earlier if he had come to that idea.
It's been oh my gosh.
Yeah.
It's been 2 years.
I think so. Yeah, it's been about 2
DMX
years.
died in 2021.
Wow, yeah. So then
shit. Time flies.
Man. Time flies. So it's like me just thinking about that, saying if it just a couple years earlier.
Yeah. I look at it as stuff where it might be a fucked up part in me or something, because I think I'm deep down inside and stuff, whatever. I feel like real bad man with a good heart, but I feel like I have some dark ways I have to clean up. The reason why I say it like that,
just tidy up a little bit.
Yeah, because the reason why I feel like that, because I'm like, when I seen this, right, I had an instant hand clap, because at first I thought about the locks and Mace first, right, and then say if I brought like, I'm supposed to do the whole clapping gesture, I did like one heavy clap, and I'm like, but what does this mean though? Does this, because I don't know the music mechanics. So let's say he gives them back their publishing now, right?
Right.
Does this, let's say for example, okay, so I thought about this now when I heard it. Because we're in 50 years of hip hop, a lot of the older heads and the older stuff is getting more spins now.
Right. Yes.
Right?
Right.
So let's say like Grandmaster, like the Grandmaster Flash and them and all that type of stuff, if for years they never really got spins and stuff like that, now with this nostalgia 50 years,
right,
a lot of places are probably spinning this thing back in for the nostalgia effect, right? If we're looking at like Diddy tracks, I look at it stuff as where, all right, let's say Jadakiss is one of my favorite rappers.
Yeah.
He can finally get paid for stuff like Victory. He wrote Diddy's verse and stuff in Victory. Biggie wrote his, Busta did his, but Diddy's verse, Jada penned that.
Right.
So I'm like, Victory is a track that kind of gets spun every now and then.
Yeah.
Right? And I want to say maybe when they did the Victory 2000 or something like that, or 2004 one.
Right.
The lyrics changed. I don't know who was responsible for those lyrics, or it might have been Diddy's other people's and stuff penning it, whatever, but the nostalgic one was still kind of spin.
Right.
Now, I don't expect Jadakiss to get paid like ducats on top of ducats for that, because him himself wasn't on it, but just the songwriting aspect and stuff, whatever.
But I think, so with that song, I think he wouldn't see anything as far as royalties is concerned with that song. He would just be paid as a writer. Right.
So okay, let's talk about then
it would just be I would think like just like the stuff that he actually performed.
Also the performance.
Right. Because
special delivery.
Special delivery.
So GDEP, a special delivery.
Right.
So GDEP can now make that change and stuff, whatever. But I'm like, how often are we spending special delivery now?
That.
So then that's what I'm saying. Like, if you're giving it, that's what I'm saying. I don't want to be fucked up and stuff to look at it like that.
No.
I'm looking at stuff as like, if we're not spending the track, you're giving it to the publisher now. Does it really do anything?
It's an honest way to look at it, right? Because here we are in this day and age where we've seen almost in the last like 5 years or so, like big artists selling their publishing.
Right.
So if they're in a position where they're selling their publishing, what are they saying? Are they saying they see no future in monetizing what they have? Right?
I said that.
And if that's the case, then maybe Diddy don't see any future in monetizing the stuff that he has. So he's willing to just let it go. The only difference
Diddy probably look at it for myself like, who the fuck is spending special delivery now?
The only difference is where those big artists now, they sold their catalog. Diddy's not selling. He's just saying, okay, this belongs to you, have it. This belongs to you, have it. This belongs to you, have it. But it may be, like you're saying, it may be a little too late. The period for that song to make the money that it's supposed to make may have come and gone.
That's what I thought. Okay, so I wasn't far off because I was looking at it, like I said, it was like a fast clap coming in. And I was like, wait, how many times are we playing like, again, like Victory? How many times are we playing Bad Boy for Life?
Yeah.
Unless you're watching a movie or a show where they might spin that in the background for a circa time era.
I mean, like Diddy is Diddy, not because like other than Biggie, right? Who consistently cranked out hits on the first and second album, right? Other than that, majority of the bad boy artists, maybe or like you're saying, like a mega hit on this album here, a mega hit on this album here, right?
Not consistent.
So maybe the most, maybe 3 mega hits on one artist's album outside of Biggie, right? The reason why Puffy is because he has a collection of those people providing those 3. So an artist on his own won't be able to stand like that.
Right.
Do you understand what I'm saying?
Right.
So now we've seen if just like you're saying, if Craig Mack was still here, Flavor in the Air would not be enough. As much as it plays, and even past the nostalgia, because it's a dope hip hop track, so it'll play, right? But as much as it plays, is that Flavor in the Air enough to sustain a Craig Mack for the rest of us? Probably not.
So my next question and stuff is now, let's say they sample like Flavor in the Air, right? Somebody today will sample Flavor in the Air.
Right.
They won't see the back end. Like Craig Mack's, like if he was alive with his family, they won't see the back end of that because the sample aspect is more the production.
If they sampled, the sample contains his voice.
So even if they went with an instrumental and they did
they went with the instrumental and it didn't contain his voice or any like vocal that he wrote, then there's nothing in there for him to claim.
Okay, see,
right? There's got to be something in there for him to claim.
Right, because even like the Burna Boy and Tony Braxton thing,
right?
She had that,
so she can claim her voice, and if she actually wrote that, she can claim that. If someone wrote that, the writer can claim that, right?
Oh,
and whoever did the production is gonna claim the production piece.
Gotcha. See, this mechanics that the average person doesn't really know. I looked at it and stuff as like, I don't know, and that's how I felt like I was fucked up because I'm like, part of me wants to clap for like all right. The question that I had in my head is like, is money heavier than is morality heavier than money at a specific age? Because I'm like, he's getting up there.
Right.
He is coming out with an album, and I never forget what you said. Like even when it comes to Cardi B shit, when the
rollout,
when they start doing some shit and stuff, whatever, before their shit come out, to make noise and stuff about it, whatever. Right now, I want to say, and there's no, and Young Miami is an attractive woman. Yeah. Just I look at it stuff as like her and Diddy. Not saying nothing wrong with their relationship, but if I look at it stuff as like, you could have got a young chick that wasn't on the scene.
Yeah, yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like with a store-bought body and everything, like Young Miami and everything like that.
100.
That wasn't on the scene.
Right.
So I'm looking like, but you do it, why? To stay relevant.
Right.
So that's what I'm saying. So I'm looking like that, and then certain things that he'll, like the name changing, because he changed last year or before, because BET gave him an award last year.
Okay.
So yeah, because this year BET gave Busta the award. Last year they did a thing with Diddy.
Right.
And then this year, I think MTV is supposed to do something and stuff this year. Shit, a few days. By the time this release, take the 10th. So 12th, Nicki Minaj is going to host the VMAs again. Right. And I look at it stuff as where he's supposed to get something and stuff again there. And again, album is still coming out. This is the buzz shit. You get what I'm saying? So it's kind of like, oh, he's giving back. I guess his reputation isn't that bad. Oh, he's still relevant because he's with a young chick and stuff, whatever. Oh, he's got an album coming out.
That's
and he's always been a mogul and blah, blah. You get more fanfare.
Right, exactly. And so that, and best believe, like the number crunchers crunched everything already, right? Before it was even given back.
Yeah,
it's like,
before my podcast even looked at the map.
How much is it costing us to upkeep and promote these things, right? Because it's one thing to have ownership of these tracks, right? If you're not promoting them, then it's just like, can you say, unless they're the most popular tracks, they're not getting paid.
Right.
They're not getting played, right? So you're literally, it's costing you money to keep them. So you might as well offload them.
Oh, I see. I didn't know it cost you to keep them.
Sure, you gotta store them. You gotta, if the media changes, you gotta change mediums, right? You gotta do all these things. You gotta make sure that you're servicing. So some of these songs, it might be a cost effective for you to just get rid of what is not making you any money and just focus on what makes you money. We had this conversation earlier in our own little way in regards to our own business, right? Just like get rid of just this. It's cost effective. Just get rid of what's not making us money.
Yeah,
and focus on the stuff that is. So I think that's probably what it is with Diddy. These guys are gonna benefit, and I think they'll probably benefit more of the fact that they have something that's tangible, and then they could probably resell it.
But they can. With this being said, like even like let's say 112s inside, like
right
with 112 side or even total.
Right.
Could they now go on tour now, basically, and reap the benefits more from that?
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
That was the main thing I was looking at, because I was like, if you had a solid body of work compared to like features,
right,
you can probably use this to your benefit and stuff and try and milk as much as you can from this now, right?
Yeah.
Because I remember, he's on Bad Boy for Life. Mark Curry, he made a statement, and he was saying like, he said that shit isn't even equivalent for like not even $300 to $400 a year, right? But I'm like, well, you ain't got no hits, like, you know what I'm saying? So I'm looking at like, you're on featured shit, and you gotta hope that the feature shit you're on does get a spin.
Yeah,
because if you had your own type of hits and stuff, like Mace had, like we're talking about, like from "Feel So Good" to "Tell Me," like that Harlem World was proper, right? And I look at it stuff like, again, the 112s, the locks, they only had one album,
right?
But like the 112s and the totals and stuff like that, like, yo, this is y'all time to shine.
Yeah.
So I was looking at like, but the morality thing, because I was like, I said this before, and I was saying the stuff that there's 3 stages to me in adult life.
Yeah.
And I heard it in like neuroscience and stuff. There's the entry to adulthood, like your 18, 19 stage and stuff, whatever, depending on the country you're at, you're like 16-ish.
Okay.
Then you have, I want to say around, they call it midlife crisis. I call it turning point and stuff for that. Because the reason I call it turning point is it's an awakening moment.
Yeah.
For some people, you know, I feel like for Black people, especially in the North American side, motherfuckers get religious, right? They come awakening.
Find themselves on Jesus.
Yeah, you know, they love some Jesus. So I look at it like, that's another stage of stuff in adulthood.
Right.
And then now elderhood, now you're looking at it like, oh shit, like, you know, death and taxes is the only thing definite.
Right.
It's right here coming up.
Yeah.
Maybe I want to make sure my exit and stuff, whatever, is a more peaceful one. I don't have any bridges. The nigga Diddy just changed his name to Brother Love.
Type any loose ends.
Exactly. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So I'm looking at something like, is this a morality kind of change thing, which I support, or is it more of a monetary kind of thing?
It could be a morality thing.
Yeah.
But but still work out to be a bonus on the monetary side.
Yeah, little two kills, one stone.
Right? But at the end of the day, it's like at least he's giving these people an opportunity to make money off of what's theirs. It's just like he's saying what they intend to do with it now is on them. I to be honest, I'd probably find like a buyer.
What do you mean?
Like someone who's willing to buy the royalties or buy the rights to my stuff, and I'd probably sell it. Because now you're left with, you have it now, right? So now you're left with the same burden that Puffy probably had, was now I gotta promote, market, and do all of this. That shit costs money. That shit takes money.
Mm-hmm.
That shit takes money. So you're only gonna do that for your biggest hit, right? The rest of the things you're probably gonna leave to the wayside. When and Amazon could probably come on and say, well, listen, we do this 24/7 all day, every day. We just drop your shit into a slot. It costs us nothing to do. We'll buy your catalog.
And we always talk about before in the past, like, make sure you promote your shit properly and publish your shit. But you're looking like, you left it to the machine. The machine said they don't want you. So now you got to do it your damn self.
Mm-hmm.
And now you're looking like, yo, this is put up or shut up time now.
Yes, put up or shut up time now.
This is put up or shut up time and stuff. For them. Be like, all right. You say it's this Diddy, like, all right, you say I was a hawk to your money and everything. I just swoop in and just take from you now.
Right.
It's on you.
Yeah.
What are you gonna do with this? Are you gonna flip this? Are you gonna make this bread off this?
Some of them should come back out. Because I think if you come back out and make yourself relevant, I think that will help to move some of that back catalog.
If you got hits.
If you got hits. That's the next thing, right?
Right. Speaking of age, let's talk about the greatest privileged nursing home in America, the U.S. Senate. Do politicians actually work? Because your punk ass, you try to take me out that day. I'll tell you, the reason why I say you try to take me out that day is because first you're like, oh shit, I went to work. You're like, have a blessed day.
Yeah.
I'm driving. I'm driving. I'm like, all I can do is heart that, like, appreciate you.
Right.
I type you when I get back. Or when I stop driving, then your punk ass stuff hit back and stuff, whatever. Yo, who won in a staring contest between Biden and Mitch McConnell? I was like, the fuck am I supposed to do with this now? I can't respond. I want to respond.
I know. I know.
And I was like, this is Mitch's second run.
This is his second run.
This is his second freeze up, but he's had a health issue. Boss.
Right.
Boss, the Senate is a different kind of nursing home.
It is.
How old is Nancy Pelosi? If Nancy Pelosi is over the age of 70, I can look it up.
Go ahead.
But if you're over 60,
after you look it up,
yeah,
then look up the average age.
Average age? No, we're not gonna see shit, dog. They're gonna tell you stuff. Everybody's ancient. Dinosaurs roamed the earth and stuff, whatever. Nancy Pelosi, you ready for this age?
Right.
83. 83 years of age. Nancy Pelosi is 83 years old.
80.
Look at that. Look at that face. A face that like a grandchild will love. 83 years old. When they were saying like her husband got beat down and stuff, whatever.
Yeah.
And it made me click, right? The time, because last year, that's what it was, or the year before?
I think it was the year before.
Yeah. When the whole Capitol Hill raid, a little bit after and stuff, whatever,
right.
Her husband got beat up and everything, like in their house. And I was like, it was one nigga. You could have took him. But no, he's a senior citizen. And the guy was like a 30, 40-year-old. I get it. Retire. Yeah. You got bread. No? You're that bad with your money? Do you love working that much? Like, I don't know. Like, what is it?
It's the power. I think it's the grasp of power and not wanting to let it go. Because and I don't understand, like the president has a term.
Yeah.
right? And after he serves, he can't serve more than 8 consecutively.
Oh, they have an answer to your question before you continue. The average age of Congress says 58 years old.
58.
That's the average age.
The average age.
Most people get ready to get into the groove of retirement, though.
Yeah.
So that means average is like the in-between piece. So you got people going all the way up to probably like 83, like Pelosi. And you probably got things and stuff going to like maybe like 30 to 40 range.
30 to 40. Because that the Hispanic lady, the young one that's
AOC?
Yes. She's probably in her maybe late 30s, early 40s.
Yeah, she's like around my age.
Okay.
I think either she has a year on me. I'm 38. Right. So either she has a year on me or she's a year older or something like that. But yeah.
And in most circles, and in most jobs, that would be a seasoned person at that age.
No, I take that back. AOC is 33.
She's 33.
She's 33.
Okay.
I was thinking the Omar,
right,
with the hijab,
right.
She's 40.
Okay.
She's 40. Yeah, remember Bernie's still in there. Bernie 82. He's a little bit under Pelosi, man. They seen some things in their life. They've been around.
They've been around. Okay, well then now, who's more important then? Are they more important than the president?
Yes. I feel like they are to an extent. And the reason why I say that and stuff is because if anybody had like those kind of theories about puppets,
right, you
can see who the puppeteers are.
Right.
You can see exactly, have an idea of who the puppeteers are and stuff, whatever. This is the reason why, like I'm glad I said a few weeks ago for it to come back again.
Yeah.
We should, do the world leaders deserve a little, a little sense of compassion.
Right.
Because it's kind of like they're puppets on a string. The other players and stuff that's pulling them, they won't change that often.
They don't change that.
They don't change that often. If they even change, right? So then you look at it, stuff as like, how many presidents have you seen and stuff like that, right?
Right.
How many prime ministers have you seen? So in the hands behind, like, okay, let's look at Liz Truss for the UK.
Yes.
The shortest run for prime minister and everything like that. From the queen, been sitting the queen and stuff like that. How many prime ministers and stuff has been swapped out?
Have been swapped out.
Right? There's a parliament monarchy.
Right.
Meaning that shit's just for decoration.
Right.
They're not supposed to have no kind of powers and everything.
Right.
Or do they?
And
that's what I'm saying. This conspiracy theory thing, like for like people like Mitch McConnell, Pelosi.
Well, bring it back to the US, right?
Mm-hmm.
The military complex. Those generals, how long do they sit in those posts for? And how many presidents have they sat with?
Oh, to be honest, I always thought that they kind of swap more.
You think they swap more?
The reason why I always said it, because like you don't fall short and run into like retired commanders and stuff like that, right?
Yeah.
But I feel like, Nancy, hey girl, it's your boy Marv. You ever hear this? Take a break, like call it a day, man.
Wait a sec. I remember like maybe 5 years back they were discussing her rack. So they were discussing Nancy's rack when she was in her 70s. God damn,
that's dirty. That's dirty. I was like, that's not dirty. It's just not my kind of thing. Like I feel like, do you run into like? Is there like an age limit or cutoff where like breasts aren't entertaining to you? Like, do you stare at like a granny and be like, damn, in your prime, you would have been something like a beast? Like, no, like I feel like there's a tap out moment and stuff for them, right? And I feel like
it's gotta be something like ridiculous. Like granny got her breasts done that stands out and it's like, oh, what the hell am I seeing?
Working? Not too
bad. What the hell am I seeing? Granny, you're not supposed to be walking around like this.
That's what I'm saying.
So otherwise, not yet.
That's something I'm like, I call it a day. That's selfish. That's selfish.
It is.
They don't want to share the power. That's fucking selfish.
That's what I'm saying. But that's what I'm saying. It's that
selfish.
It's that power. They get in there and it's like,
I don't
You
understand.
damn well know you're supposed to be like at a retirement home, chilling, doing something. Do something else other than what you're doing right now.
Poor.
Because you're right. Are they working?
They're not, because if Mitch McConnell can go away from like health issues, come back and have a full out freeze, this man, like, at first I questioned the stuff. What was he staring at first?
Right.
Because I like he for me, like, for in mid conversation stuff, be like, you know what, smooth, da da da, and let's say there's fucking Wolverine in the background and stuff, like cutting off like Sabretooth's head, be like,
right.
Oh shit!
Yeah.
Like, I gotta look past you now.
Yeah.
And then the lady came up. She's like, "Hey, are you all right?" And he's still not talking. So I'm looking like, yo, fuck Biden. Like, yo, that guy looks concerned. And he gripped the shit out of the podium and stuff, whatever, too. So I'm like, what did he see? What did he see? I want to know. I'm just nosy like that now. Yeah, like, yo. Because I looked at his stuff as like, RIP to my pops, whatever. I remember, like,
Right.
going towards like his final hurrah and everything like that, because he's on palliative care, right?
Yeah.
He's like, yo, he saw like some lady in all black in the room.
Right.
So I'm like, oh shit. So I'm like, oh, Mitch. Instead of, oh shit, I'm like, Mitch, did you see the lady? Because my pops said he saw the lady. So I wasn't too sure.
What are you trying to say? Mitch's time is up.
Mitch is not at the door, Smooth. Smooth, you always say I'm wishing death on people and stuff, whatever. You always say that, but Smooth, come on, man. Smooth.
I mean, he closer than anybody else.
What's my batting average for this? Whatever. What's my batting average for this?
Closer than anybody else. We're not saying it. But
if it happens,
we're not saying
you heard it here first, man. Like, yo, that's all I'm saying. You always think I'm wishing death on people.
Keep it a buck. I mean, anybody in parliament can go at a moment's notice, and it wouldn't be abnormal.
No, it wouldn't. It wouldn't be, because Ruth through the RBG, is that what her name was?
Yeah.
Greta Gaines, but she passed while she was still working.
Yeah.
She was still working. She just, she passed. And I'm looking like, yo, free up some of those seats. Like Clarence Thomas and stuff is up there in age and stuff like that, whatever, too.
That's what I'm saying.
Free up them seats. I'm like, yo, they don't want change.
Do they have term for judges? Supreme Court judges?
They should. I mean, I feel like they should. Like,
politicians and Supreme Court judges, they should.
They don't. That's what I'm saying. I don't think politicians actually work. I think once you get there to the gravy land,
right,
you're smooth like Botox. Because I never really see like the hand stuff really change that much unless it's voting shit.
Okay, so I don't know how it is in the US, right? But here in Canada, I believe you only have to work 7 years as a politician before you can retire with full pension.
Why aren't you making me a Canadian politician, you piece of shit? Why don't we just groom this to like some politician shit so I could be blessed?
Listen,
like I would love the position.
Marv, you do realize we're still under the average age, but there's still time for us.
Welcome to the Political Sons podcast. I am your new host, Senator Harvey. The fuck?
I'm your pundit.
You're like, the fuck? Like,
7 years. I believe it's 7 years before you can retire with full pension. So if that's the case, then you know it's power. Because why would you? If I can work, if I only need to work somewhere for 7 years and I can retire with full pension.
One day when my current employer isn't my current employer,
right?
There may be some few spillages that might come out on this show.
Right.
But I'm a fan. Well, I'm a fan of nepotism and stuff like that. But my thing is stuff that I like to help.
Yeah.
And I look at it where, like, share the power. Share the power. Yeah. Like, I look at it stuff as like, all right, I'm in this position to kind of help the lesser person.
Right.
Why the fuck not? If there's no skin off my back. Then why not?
If you're afraid that someone is going to come in and destroy what you've built, then groom somebody. Groom somebody to take over your position. Then.
My gosh, simple. Greatest nursing home ever. Congress. Is there an age limit? Go ahead.
I wonder if they have like an actual like unit, like I guess they do have like a medical unit on Parliament Hill. It would make sense to me.
They have prunes. They have Depends diapers.
It's all
they
on
have
deck.
rollators.
It's all on deck.
Nigga, there's a lady in a wheelchair. I don't remember her name.
Right.
There's a lady I seen her in a wheelchair.
Wait. Yes. She wasn't a press secretary though.
She's up there somewhere in the Senate, whatever. She's somewhere.
The person I think was a press secretary. But I do recall.
They have wheelchairs done.
Right.
I look at stuff as like, all right, when they raided Capitol Hill.
Right.
And I seen them acting a fool in the photos and all that type of stuff. And I see like, it's like a little step down. And some areas a little roll down and stuff, whatever, right?
Yeah.
And I looked at stuff, I was like, and I thought about the lady in the wheelchair. I was like, do motherfuckers like carry you to your seat? But I'm looking like, why aren't you retired? Like you're in a wheelchair going to work, and it's not even you're doing like a Professor X. Like, there's a legit guy pushing her in a wheelchair, dog.
Yeah.
Madness. Is there an age limit to greatness?
No.
There isn't an age limit. Should there be a tell me why? Tell me why
an age limit to greatness?
Yeah, tell me why. Because I feel like you could be great for so long before you become a villain. I used to look like this. I think when George Bush was going through his things,
right?
After the 9/11 run, I think for me, that's when I started paying attention more to politics.
Okay.
Because I was looking at stuff, was like when they were start talking that draft shit. And I was looking like, yo, did J draft boys? I'm like, no, my mom only has one boy. I'm like, no, you can't draft me.
You can't draft his mother's son.
Yeah. So I was like, let's not. But I started paying attention a little bit more. And Nancy Pelosi kind of came on my radar.
Okay.
Around then.
Right.
And she was like most of the things, you can tell she's anti-Republican for most of the choices and stuff that she makes. Right? Because she's a Dem. But I look at it and stuff as where I was kind of rooting for her. And then hear me today, fast. This is from, let's say George Bush's second run, let's say 2004, 2005.
Okay.
Rooting for Pelosi. Like, yeah, expose that Bush.
Right.
Not hers.
Right.
She was already old by then. I don't really want to see Granny Bush. That's no shade, Nance.
No shade.
But you know what I'm saying? And now she's been in there that long. I'm looking like, yo, leave.
Yeah.
Share the powers. That's why I feel like, I'm not saying she's not a great woman. I'm not saying that, people like Bernie and, like them, they're not great people, but I'm looking like, yo, Doug, share their greatness.
Okay, so you're more of talking about the length of being great and not the time or age of when you become.
Yes.
Okay, that's what I'm saying.
Yes.
When I say no age, I mean that like if you become great at 50, that's good. If you become great at 60, that's good. But no, if and that's what I'm saying. If you're great.
But even the argument was like for MJ, for Jordan.
Right.
Because I know people always talk that shit when they're like, oh, if Jordan would have stayed in the league, San Antonio would never won like the following year after they didn't.
Yeah.
After the last three-peat.
Right.
They're like, oh, Jordan. But I'm like, nah, even Mike probably saw that like, yo, this is, let me limit some of my greatness and shit. He tried to come back, but no one wants to count that.
But you know what? I'm even, when I look at MJ, I'm looking at like these people like, They put their body through sacrifices to be great, right? So,
but not to say like, I mean, it doesn't be physical.
Yeah,
it could have been the shit they studied for, learned about in school, or and made the proper moves. Because House of Cards, that show kind of opened my eyes to some things. So I'm not saying that people like Pelosi, McConnell, Biden, like they. No,
but I'm saying in MJ's case, like if he retires, we shouldn't be upset if he retires because he's probably looking at it as, I'm up there. Yeah, I can continue to be great, but at what cost to my body? True. No, let me stop now being great. Let somebody else now come and be great. Let me enjoy the rest of what I have for my body. These politicians now, right? It's like, yeah, you're great. You can continue to be great, but you can also continue to be great through somebody else. Groom somebody else to come and be great after you.
See, okay, going back to MJ now, check it. We kind of accepted the fact that MJ, I think Rich Paul too. He was on some podcast stuff even recently or some shit like that. Whatever.
Yeah.
Talking about like I think like LeBron and Steph Curry and stuff. Whatever. Right. But when it comes to MJ, Kobe was kind of like not too far from MJ.
No.
Right.
No.
So it's kind of like when MJ's greatness kind of stopped, Kobe's greatness and stuff's kind of started.
Right.
Right.
Yes.
And then now when Kobe was doing this thing, like before he was done, his retirement stat, like before, like, you know, injuries and retirement and stuff like that, then LeBron kind of came up.
Right.
So it's kind of like, I've witnessed the transition and stuff from like, I want to say like playing basketball, like on like pickup courts.
Yeah.
To saying like, me, myself, shooting a shot, Jordan.
Yeah.
To like Kobe.
Right.
To like Bron.
Right.
So I'm looking at stuff, I'm like, there was a run for MJ's greatness, there's a run for Kobe's greatness, and there's a run for LeBron's greatness. Who's to say MJ's not feeling the type of way and stuff? Look like, why would these motherfuckers always want to compare me? Because like, I know he got, like one day he's like, I can't remember something, either he saw Kobe. No, I think he saw LeBron or something like that. And he's like, yo, I got 6 rings. Right? And that's his thing. Like, I don't got to argue about LeBron and everything, but I got 6 rings. But the fact that, again, we're like, I don't know, Bron out here smashing some of your records.
I think we should, I think we should give GOAT a new acronym. GOTE. Greatest of the era.
Yeah, I like that.
Because you're right.
I do like that.
Because you're right. You can't say there's a greatest of all time, and because we never know what the future's gonna hold.
But that's what I'm saying. How long can you really be great for?
How long can you be great for?
That's what I'm saying. Like you said, groom somebody, and it's so true. Because when you said groom somebody, the other aspect I thought about was Jay-Z.
Right.
I thought about Jay-Z and stuff, whatever, because I looked at his stuff as where. See, I always thought he was trying to make Meth Bleak into him. Right? But when I looked at it and stuff, like in hindsight now, to me, Meth Bleak was just that young guy that Jay liked,
right.
And he kept feeding.
Right.
And he kept helping it because he's like, yo, I see not music, but I see a hustler inside of you that I dig. And then like, I think when I heard Meth Bleak on Drink Champs, and he was giving his story about like how Hove used to have a spot over at the Barclays before it became the Barclays and stuff. And he was in the spot, bringing chicks through and everything like that. That means Jay had a love for him way before music dance, from hustling days, whatever, right? So I looked at it as like, yeah, I feel like who Jay groomed for the music, Jermaine Cole, changed my mind. Yeah. Jay-Z had a song, The Star Is Born. Who was on the song? Nobody but J. Cole. Right. Where's J. Cole now? And the top 3 MCs and stuff out here doing it. Right. Mission complete. He groomed somebody. Right. Because that's what I'm saying, there's a time limit on greatness. Yeah. And that's what I'm saying, the great ones would know. So that's how I was like, why the fuck Pelosi and them won't leave?
Power. It's the power. It's the power. Because they don't, it's not even like it's not even like they're great at what they do. But they're holding on to the power.
They ain't doing shit, man. Politicians don't fucking work.
They don't.
We just established we're gonna turn this to the political sons. The fuck? We trying to get these checks?
Political pundits? We'll get these checks.
All right then. We're already there. We halfway there.
We're halfway there.
Yo, let me ask you. All right, one more thing pertaining to the nursing home, and then we can keep it pushing. Should there be cognitive tests or age limits for people over the age of 50? Like in general, because I always look at it where myself, I'll drive. Right. And when I see somebody kind of doing some hesitant, slow shit, whatever, in my head, I always go to like, fucking senior citizen. I say it. I'm guilty of it. I own it though. I own it.
I'll own it.
And you do it too. So I'm like, fucking senior citizen.
If they're driving at a slow pace, that's what immediately comes
like, I'm like, why are you moving like this? Whatever, right? Because I want to say, granted, salute to my cousin Sanita. It was so funny where she said it to me one day. She's like, yo, you living in Toronto? Fucking change your driving style. She's like, you drive aggressive. Because this is a mega city. Right. So, and now even like with Saga right next to it and stuff, you're used to weaving through 2 mega cities. Yeah. Right? So I'm looking at them like, it's only right my shit would kind of be aggressive. Yeah. Take my ass back to Cleveland now, where shit's all slower pace and shit like that. I'm ready to like, if the light changes, the motherfucker's not moving. Like, you taking naps? I'm honking horns. And I look at it and stuff as like, yo, for the old people, it's not right. Because I feel bad, like, I don't want to honk a horn.
Right.
Fuck around, set the pacemaker off tone and stuff like that. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But I look at like, I feel like over a specific age, you just get retested for some stuff. Even if, I even thought about you, not pertaining to you, but like, let's say factory jobs.
Right.
Let's say Bud has been working at the same factory job forever.
Yeah.
Right? Bud's been working since he's 18. Now Bud and stuff is at 50 years old and stuff. Say Bud was on the line and stuff. Young, exuberant 18-year-old, no wears and tears on his fucking body and everything like that. Now, you're still going to have Bud at age 53 doing the same kind of thing. I'm not saying his body can't do it. I'm not saying he can't do it with the young boys. But I'm not even fucking 40 and stuff, whatever. And I feel some aches and pains and stuff, whatever, out of nowhere. So I'm like, do we just retest them to say like, all right, let's do something age appropriate for yourself?
Well, okay. So in the case of that last example, right?
Yeah.
So the jobs as your seniority gets older, the easier the jobs get on the line. So you'll have some guys who are maybe started off in like the age of 19.
Okay.
Like if you're starting off like fresh today as a worker, and you're around those ages, and that's I'm guessing that's like an average age of working in that plant would probably an average starting age will probably be around there, right?
Okay.
Nowadays, where you having people who are coming into the workforce later, you'll probably now see like 30s, late 20s, 30s being an age of starting in a workplace and like that. But it's still based off the same thing, right? Seniority. So if you're 19 and you got a job working at, let's say, a car dealership, right? The jobs that you're starting off in is going to be the shitty jobs, right? And those are the jobs that are usually the most physical.
So as you get older, you're going to start grooming to something
as you
more.
get older now, and as you get your seniority grows, the easier jobs, those are the more senior jobs. So you'll find a lot of the veteran people are working in those areas, right? You don't see them so much doing the labor intensive jobs. Again, it's different if that person is coming in as an older person. Then obviously they're starting off at the ground level and they're working in those jobs.
Gotcha. Because I always look at it as where
sorry, don't mean to cut you, but even in a situation like that, like before you get hired on, you do like a small physical test. And although I have not seen it done, maybe I was not there long enough, I do believe that after a certain period of time, like maybe 5 or 6 years, they reassess you. They make you do that test.
Well, that's good.
Yeah,
that's good. How about to say nurses? No, I haven't seen that and stuff. I worked in 3 hospitals and stuff since I've been here.
Okay,
and I haven't seen that. Like I seen, there might have been nurses since they're from dawn of time,
right?
And they're getting close to stuff for that, but I still feel like they're looking like, hey, we short staff.
Yeah,
you ain't retired yet.
Yeah,
we gonna need you to use this lift and help do X, Y, and Z.
Right.
And some of these nurses and stuff would have to be, God bless if they don't get injured in the process and stuff. But some of them still going off sick for all of that type of stuff. Like even there was a lady recently that I know, she said that like my hospital, she's working at my hospital, and she said, she's like, she worked and busted her ass to like she was damn near injured.
Yeah.
Right before her retirement goalpost mark. And then there was kind of funny style to kind of give her like, pay for her retirement shit.
Right.
Cause she's like, it was like a whole short-term, then long-term disability thing. Cause she was all sick. She's like, but I didn't fuck myself up like, doing something on my time. I fucked it up on work time.
On work time.
So I was like, do they reassess? They should reassess at least. Reassess.
But I mean,
driving skills and stuff as well, too.
Yeah, it's about to say back to seniors. I think for some senior citizens, you do have to do a retesting. Some.
Yeah, they need to.
It needs to be mandatory. It needs to be mandatory. I think I don't know if they wait till you get like some sort of ticket or whatever, some sort of offense, and then they send you for the retesting. But it should be mandatory. You reach a certain age, you should be tested. And I believe, a place where you're making major decisions that, affect hundreds of thousands of lives. You freezing up on national television doesn't incite voter confidence to me.
Sir. No, sirree, Bob. No. Like, but they keep stroking dementia patients employed.
Yeah.
Right? I don't know. Let's talk about Halle Berry paying out her child support to Oliver Martinez.
Wee!
City boys is up. $8,000 a month US. She has to pay out. And if she's in a movie that is paying her over $2 million, it's now tapping into percentage of how much.
Okay. So you got a
He'll
little
give
bonus.
a little bonus.
You got a little bumbo.
Little bumbo. God bless you, Oliver Martinez. All right, let me ask you. Do you think the courts are starting to work in favor of men now? Because, we've seen the Johnny Depp, Amber Heard situation. See, the turd thing is just...
It's
there.
natural. It's natural.
It's there, yeah.
Yeah, I think it's...
We have a chance now in courts?
I think where it's the playing field is starting to get leveled a little bit more. Yeah.
Interesting.
Yeah. And believe it or not, I think it's all because of this whole push of equality.
You see, the asshole in me, again, like I have this natural default thing just to find the good and the bad in some stuff.
Yeah.
I looked at it where I think they went after Halle Berry because, I don't want to say it, but I would say it because she's black and, he's a white dude.
Sorry.
Yeah, I was looking like, you still trying to stick it to the sister? I was like...
She's trying to stick it to the woman.
Yeah, the woman.
With a woman.
I was like, I don't know which side of the fence I want to stand. I do want to stand on the fence and stuff that like, for the past decades, plural.
Yeah.
I feel like Halle Berry had a bad rep when it comes to like men.
Yeah.
Right? The Wesley Snipes, I heard Wesley allegedly, put their hands on her and stuff, whatever. David Justice put the hands on her and everything. Eric Benet fucked around on her and everything like that. The Oliver Martinez, I heard he got kind of crazy and stuff going towards the ending of their marriage.
Right.
And everything with their kid and stuff. And, it's like a dance. So I'm like, from what the public's already known, she hasn't had the best of luck with men.
Mm-hmm.
So I always kind of felt bad for her on that aspect and stuff. But I'm like, the fuck? That's not often I hear a man say you're getting paid $8,000 a month.
No. We got a winner on our side, Marv. We got a winner on our side. We love it. Halle, we love you. Don't get it twisted.
Get it twisted.
We just got a winner on our side, and we gotta relish in the moment.
I have to stick to my tribe.
We gotta relish in the moment. We might not see it again in our lifetime.
No,
we might not see it again.
No. The world's gonna be a different place. I don't think none of these kids want to be judges or workers and stuff like that. I hope.
No.
Like, salute to like the privileged kids that the parents push them to be shit.
Right.
I hope it stays like that.
Yeah.
Because even like the Gen Zs, like, I think you stress them out at job too much. First of all, I have time blindness. What the fuck is a time blindness? Did you hear that chick?
No.
Some girl said her boss been coming after her because she's been late back to back or consistently. And she's like, she identifies because she has time blindness. And her boss is supposed to eat that and believe that.
Time blindness.
So she doesn't see time. She just makes it there when she needs to. So I'm like, so you when you get there, we'll pay you from then. Yeah. And we'll call it a day. We're not paying you at 8 o'clock. You're showing up at 9:40. We're not going to pay you for those times before. And if you keep doing it, you're going to lose your job.
I have pay awareness.
It's like, this is facts. Facts. Should we save all women in distress? I want to talk about this brick chick.
Okay.
Let's talk about this brick chick. So there's a video out there surfing and stuff, multiple videos of a young woman.
You might have seen it.
She said she got clapped with a brick by a dude because she didn't want to give him his number. I spoke to a few women about this topic.
Right.
I'll start with this.
Okay, wait, and just to add a little piece onto it, because I want to also speak on it. She also not only got on the dude for slapping him in the head with the brick, but she also got on the supposedly men that were in the area who stood by and watched and didn't do anything. Okay.
Right. So,
Okay.
So the videos that I saw led up to from the beginning of that night
right
to her crying in the hospital.
Okay.
Right? So I saw one piece where she's arguing with a white guy in glasses. She yells at him. She slaps him, walks a few paces, and begins to twerk.
Right. Seen that video.
All right.
She wasn't a bad twerker either.
No.
She wasn't a bad.
If we're gonna, give credit where credit's due,
she twerked.
The cheeks was proper.
She twerked.
She knows what she's doing.
She twerked.
So then you have another video of her in the club next to somebody, and she's kind of looking like, she's sharing the spotlight, but she don't want to share the spotlight and stuff, whatever.
Right.
It's giving me, her vibe is giving me off some kind of something else from the first video piece I seen.
Right.
Looking like this chick's an asshole.
Yeah. Yes.
So the video now, right after she got clapped with the brick.
Okay.
Right? When she's talking about she yelling at the other black men and stuff, just not coming to her rescue and everything like that. I was like, 2 previous videos, you gave asshole vibes.
Yes.
Who's to say when you were talking to dude, it didn't go so well? Now, absolutely, we do not stand with anybody putting hands on anybody.
No, we're not condoning
We're
that
not condoning that, whatever. We're not condoning even violent stuff against women and stuff like that. But, I mean, boss, I don't know the context of why he chose to clap you with a brick. 1, 2, I can't tell somebody how to overreact. To me, I don't feel like those things overreacting. Because I look at it stuff as like, you might take something more serious than I might take it.
Yeah.
I have had a conversation with a good friend of mine.
Right.
Like a few years ago, like during the pandemic.
Yeah.
About a situation that I took lightly and I laughed about over 20 years ago.
Right.
And he held that thing very dear and personal. Okay. You cannot tell somebody how to overreact.
You can't.
You can't tell them how to react. So if this person felt disrespected to that level when they reacted and stuff with the brick, I am not telling him not to, whatever. But again, I don't know the interaction.
Right.
What happened.
Right.
The video, because she was in control of the video, she didn't show that part of the interaction.
That part.
But she showed where her face starting to swell. And she started pointing out that the black men.
Yeah.
And there was a guy in the background. He's like, I thought that was your man. And I was like, yeah, if you don't know nobody and stuff, whatever, like, we spoke about the bystander effect.
Yeah.
And we spoke about other things that pertain to, like, mind your business stuff pertain to relationships.
Right.
I've given my story, so I'll give my story again.
Yeah.
I was like 10, 11 years old, no more than 12. I seen a grown-ass dude at the time. He was going to the payphone booth. Payphone booth was a thing back then. He's going to the payphone booth. His girl's yelling at him and stuff like that. He picks up the phone, puts the change in to make the phone call. She hangs it up. The change comes out.
Right.
And then he just like cocked back.
Right.
And he kind of gave her like a sonic boom.
Right.
And then she kind of like stumbled back. Me, my anime, video game, comic book reading self.
Yeah.
Is like, hey, you're not supposed to put your hands on a woman. Right. He said, little nigga, shut the fuck up. That's exactly what he said.
Right.
And she jumped up, holding her face and go home. This got nothing to do with you, little man.
Okay.
So now, Hadouken with the brick.
Mm-hmm.
Am I not supposed to mind my beer? Am I taking this for a fun term? She's telling us how to be men?
Listen, the first thing that's going into my mind is there another brick close to him? And
will my face, Mario Brothers?
Will my face look like hers after my face it gets wadaw?
Yeah. It was something to look at.
Okay, so I seen a video with one of the guys who's standing there. I don't know if you've seen that video.
Which one?
Okay, so there was there's a black guy who actually did a video.
Okay.
Right? And so his video was like, hey, I seen her post a video of why we were all standing there.
Oh no, I didn't see this.
Didn't come and say it didn't come to save her. He goes, first of all, let me tell you about this girl. That's how he starts. First of all, let me tell you about this girl.
Mm-hmm.
This is something that she does. Then he starts talking about an incident a few years prior. He said you can go on her social media page where she slaps somebody else and expects and looks to get the reaction from it, and that she's trying to get viral on it. So he's mad now. He says, you guys made her go viral over this bullshit.
She's been waiting for this day.
She's been waiting for this day. You guys made her go viral over this bullshit because this is all she does. She's an antagonizer. Why am I going to go save her for? She started it.
But there's women that's going to listen to this and they're going to be like, oh, well, she's different. You're not going to save other women and stuff, whatever. No one cherishes the black woman. So this is the reason why you're just going to allow them to disrespect the black woman. No, I look at it stuff as where there's a point where, like, I want to say conducting yourself classy, like, you know, taste and tasteless.
Yeah.
And I want to say, like, for you putting your hands on people, you calling people out of their name and stuff, like, even if you don't know, say you're not interested.
Right.
If you say you're not interested and then all of that, sure, I might come to the rescue.
Right.
But again, like I said, she's been, like, from the video stuff that I've seen and Persona, she was begging, she was not only like warranted attention, because remember, she recorded this on her own, I guess, to put up on her socials.
Yeah.
But I look at it stuff as where I think you're doing it for the wrong reason, Ma. And because you're doing it for the wrong reason, no one really wants to jump in and stuff and come into your damsel in distress.
That is why.
Right? Now I look at it stuff as where, obviously, if it's like, I see a woman walking by herself, car will pull up, and they'd be like, you know, probably try to tell her to come in the car. Sometimes she's like, no. Then they try to snatch her.
Right.
Most definitely, I'm going to try and stop all that shit.
Right.
Definitely, I'm going to take a photo of the plate first, and then I'm going to just try to...
I mean, judging by it, and I'm looking at the gray dress that she had on, and the twerking was the same gray dress that I seen her.
It was all one night.
Which is, and that's what I looked at it, because I seen the twerking video just like how you seen it.
Yeah.
And from watching that video, her slapping the dude and walking off and twerking, I was like, nah, I wasn't feeling you. You're being mad disrespectful.
You lost me.
You lost me at that point.
Lost me.
If you'd have slapped him, I would have been like, okay, that's a little bit aggressive for.
But I still wouldn't know, like, what happened?
Right. I would have been like, that's a little bit aggressive. But if you'd have just walked off like a classy young lady,
yeah,
or you know what I mean, I would have been okay. But you getting on the ground twerking, I'm like, okay, now you're doing this for something. Now you're doing this for something. You twerk good. Just do twerk videos.
Do you listen to women who tell you how to be a man?
No.
Why?
That's how.
How long? What?
Which woman gonna know how to tell you how to be a man? They may have some clues, but you know what I mean, they can give advice. I'm not sure I'm gonna have to take it right away without testing that theory with another man.
Like, you're a man. You're supposed to do da 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 da. They're supposed to do da 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 da. You go tone deaf?
Yeah, I go tone deaf. Man. I go tone deaf. So it's like, I think, I don't know. I think we've come to the agreement that we hate gender roles. Yeah. So
goals before roles, man.
Don't come to me with this how to be a man. I for sure as hell can't come to you and tell you how to be a woman. I know that.
Fam, you are mansplaining. If you even tell a woman, if you feel like you're telling a woman certain type of things,
yeah,
about like, you know, well, a good woman what? You're mansplaining some shit. You're gonna get the smoke.
You're gonna get the smoke.
You're gonna get the smoke, but they don't get the smoke. They do not get the smoke.
No.
So I look at it and I was like, yes, you young lady was around a group of men, but again, how are you going to tell them how to be a man and stuff like that? Because you probably instigated a situation.
Yeah.
I cannot. I cannot.
There's got to be, I think, a man judges things by his honor, right? Mm-hmm. And when you do that, the first thing that comes to mind is it worth your honor?
I get it.
And I think anything that's worth that you feel that's worth, you're ready to move and you're ready.
I get it. You're right.
You know what I mean?
You're right. Because if you're with your woman and some dude try to violate and everything like that, whatever, you'll look at stuff to the degree of like your brain will already probably assess that situation.
Right.
And you're looking like, yo, my woman just mind her business with me. No, you gotta defend that.
Yeah.
You have to honor that now, whatever, right? It's pertaining to your honor.
That's pertaining to
your
honor.
Be like, yo, my woman, she's not interested. She's with me. You already see what it is.
Right.
And that the reason why you're saying that is because you're right, to your honor.
Right.
But if you're looking like, it's just useless, like, hog shit the dude is talking and stuff like that, and your woman's like, no bother, whatever, like, that's not salting your honor, like, all right, yeah, fuck it.
Yeah.
He can call you all kind of punk bitches, but you're still going home with the woman.
Still going home with your woman. Right. And again, in a case like where you see, you know, a lady just walking and clearly you clearly see she's being disrespected.
Right.
Your honor kicks in. Because no, you're not supposed to be treated like that. Again, where we at that whole chivalry thing, when you were young and you jumped at that opportunity because you know what I mean?
Instinct,
yeah. Right?
Yeah.
But if you're doing ratchetness, foolishness behavior, my honor does not stretch that far. I'm sorry. I am sorry.
I am not Captain Saber.
No time at all.
Don't save her. She don't want to be saved.
Out there slapping people and then twerking after.
Yo, let's get to the question of the week.
You ever shop at the Brick?
Yo.
Okay, questions?
The Brick is a furniture store in Canada, but it's a double entendre produced by Not Your Average Joseph. Again, shit smooth says. Let's get to it.
We're here.
Question of the week. Do bricks hurt harder than nuns? It's like I feel like you're just like, yo, come jump down the hall. And I'm like, all right, and I just free fall into the bullshit. Are breakups harder now rather than before?
No, I think they're easier now.
Ooh, talk about it. Because I've been hearing a lot of this. I've been like, you know, I ask around the peoples. Tell me how you feel now.
I think because there's so much options. There's more options than before.
I heard that.
That people are like, I don't have to stick this out. Why would I bother stick this out when there's so much options out there? Where I think like when I was in my teens, the dating scene from that, you know, from teens up, there was no access to social media. There was barely any access to like dating apps, right? It was just you physically went out and met somebody. So now, if you went and put all this effort into going out and meeting somebody, right? Then you're probably going to put just as much effort into trying to keep that person that you've met.
I can see that.
Where nowadays, if you just met this person with a swipe, that person is not to your liking or whatever they do, is just not working out. You know you're just another swipe away from meeting somebody else.
True. I see where you're coming from. The other side I would say of stuff is where, unlike before, I feel like if you broke up with somebody and there was no social media,
right,
you're none the wiser. Not less like you run into them and stuff like in public.
True.
And I think with social media stuff now, like some people, they might allegedly like claim they don't follow exes or all that type of stuff, but they know, let's say you knew you were with somebody and you knew they had a social media. Then you're not with the person no more.
Right.
Right? Now, let's say they broke up with you. I mean, they broke up with you now. They're like, all right, but we're still going to follow each other or such and such, whatever. Now she posts about her new boo, like, you know, carrying her over the threshold, spinning her around the cornfield. And you have to hug that, bruv. You have to see that. Now you can block it. But I feel like there's something and stuff for that in most people's brains to kind of bring them back.
I don't think that I don't think you reach that blocking stage until like months after. I think that there's that curiosity.
So there's still
after.
There's still stalking.
I think there's that curiosity after the breakup.
Interesting.
But again though, even with that curiosity still being there, they know there's still just a swipe away. So it's almost like
So it's not really over in their mind.
It's
then.
no, it's not.
So that means the breakup is hard. It's hard then.
But they're not really together either.
To me, I get it.
Yeah.
When I'm done, I'm done.
Yeah.
When I'm done, I'm done.
Yeah.
I've never dated somebody I broke up with and stuff like that again.
Right.
Right? I look at it stuff as where, to me, I know this because I look at it stuff as like, when I'm in it, I'm going to give you 100% of what I can do.
Right.
And if my 100% is not good enough for you and stuff, whatever, then you're just not the person for me.
Okay. So now you as an example. Now,
Okay.
right? Being a dater in your younger years, or let's say in your 20s.
Okay.
Right?
Mm-hmm.
And have broken up, been in a relationship, have broken up then, compared to now being in a relationship and breaking up now. How would you compare the two?
I would feel like it's harder now.
You feel like it's harder now? Okay.
I would feel like it's harder now because I look at it where, let's say, the world's full of liars. No one wants to hear the truth.
Right.
I stand by that statement and stuff. And a lot of people, they're not honest.
Right.
They're not honest and stuff. If you really don't give a fuck, you really don't give a fuck. Right. And I look at it stuff as like, even to all my exes and stuff, like to all the women I've loved before. If it didn't work out and stuff, I wish you all the well, and I appreciate you for the lessons that you've given me, you've taught me to help me be the person who's speaking today.
Right.
Because I'm looking at stuff like win or learn, baby. That's it. That's the gospel here.
That's it.
It's not win or lose, it's win or learn.
Right.
I learned from this and see like, okay, maybe your type of woman is not for me, etc., or the crazy you produced, not for my mental health, whatever, right?
And maybe it could be neither of those. You're just not for me.
You're just not for me.
You're just not for me.
I like that. God bless you. That's the pundit in you, huh? It's the pundit. I see the political pundit in you. Bright future.
We got it after
Bright
this.
future. Yeah. I look at it as like, for me, I see exes. I have exes that follow me. I have women that I don't even follow, but they still follow me and stuff that I've dated.
Right.
Right. And it's so funny where we call it a soft post. Soft launch.
Soft launch?
Soft launch.
Soft launch.
You know, the soft launch is when, like, you know, I feel like wives, just me, this is my world.
Okay.
Wives get posts.
Right.
Wives get posts.
Right.
Or relationships that are over 5 years.
They get posts.
They get posts.
Right. Yeah.
Less than that, you're getting a story. A 24-hour life in the story. You know what I'm saying? Because people want to know, like, if you're with somebody, what's going on, and like people want to feel like, you know.
I don't feel any way that you get the story posts. It's just we're not entirely sure, and we don't want to have to go through all the posts and remove the pictures that are there. Because
political pundit.
I can tell you that I've been to countless amount of pages where I see boot up,
and it's
and then you go back. It's looking kind of scanty.
My IG and stuff that back in the day when I was married and everything like that, where I had mad photos and stuff of, like, you know,
right,
like I said, wife,
right,
posts,
yeah, posts.
No more wife. Alakazam, gone. Now, some people feel like, yo, these are moments in time.
Right.
That they don't want to change and stuff like that, whatever. But I look at it as like, I don't know, let's say possible new boo and everything. I don't know if she might snoop. I'm not saying snoop, I don't say it in a bad way, whatever, but like, yeah, if you go past, let's say, the first 9 posts, you see?
Yeah.
You're snooping now.
Yeah.
You're snooping. Right? So if you're not going back to, like, let's say post number 13,
right, when
I had an ex, we were like, oh, you still hung up on that heifer? You know, it'd be like, nah, it was a moment in time. Mm-hmm. I don't know if this is gonna work out because you still hang up with that heifer on your page.
You can't get over her.
You can't get off it.
Can't get over her.
But I look at it stuff as like breakups today. Everybody's trying to put on like a brave face.
Mm-hmm.
They're comparing, I'm not saying like there might be science stuff out there. I don't doubt there's science out there, but they just compare a lot to like how much affects like a breakup is grief.
Right. Yeah.
And how much grief affects the human brain.
Right.
And people.
Right.
Right. So I'm looking at this stuff as where we're at this point of grief. Let's say, and this is a breakup you didn't really want. you're gonna go through some things.
Yeah, you'll go through some things.
And a lot of people and stuff will try to put up a good front, like, yo, you good, you know, and everything like that, especially if it's guys, right? A lot of guys are, I ain't on that chick and stuff, whatever. And she's for later. Then go back into his room and stuff. You ever seen that Wolverine meme? And he has like Jean Grey and he's touching her face, but everybody swapped it out with some other bullshit. It's like, Jean. So he's like, he's touching the photo and shit. Like, that Neo shit is real. That I just wonder, do you like? There's dudes out there like doing that. Yeah. Me personally, if I hear that you moved on and you got a new boo, it's a hand clap because at least I'm assuming you're happy.
Right.
But you know, I had a situation and stuff where some person got a new boo, got engaged, and then still decided to write me a letter. I just wonder, do you think like, you're getting married? Yeah. Aren't you happy?
Hopefully she's happy now. Hopefully.
Yo,
one can hope.
Breaking ups is hard to do. You were one and now you're two. Let's get to Ask the Sons questions. First Ask the Sons question comes from PokeRoll23. Do you judge people who litter?
Do you?
I never really felt judgy.
Yeah. Maybe just a little.
That's why I gave you the bombastic side eye. Like, do you? Because this is a no judgment free zone, but
maybe just a little. It's like,
I was like,
really? It's like, you couldn't just throw it in the car. Like
wait till you got home. Wait till you stopped somewhere.
Yeah.
But I feel it though, because I remember back then I used to look at it stuff as like, yo, I'm bringing garbage from this place all the way to my place.
Right. Yeah.
Fuck this shit. But then I realized that, yo, we're a part of this world. We're part of this world. You can't look at it like selfish like and everything. And, you know, some people feel like, oh, it's someone else's job.
Yeah.
Right? I think that's the problem we have with the world.
That is.
That people feel like it's someone else's job.
That is.
When you play a part in this world.
Right. When you're in like fast food restaurants, do you always empty out your tray? Or do you sometimes just leave your tray?
Oh, no. I
yeah.
Even in the malls.
Yeah.
Even in the malls or something like that, whatever, I just walk to the garbage and stuff and just do that, whatever.
You know, you have some people that just literally just walk up and just leave their tray there. It's like,
for sure.
And it's the same thing that you're saying. Oh, this is someone's getting paid to do this. Why am I doing someone else's job? Right?
Yeah, I don't judge. I don't really judge stuff too much pertaining to like, because I expect to see assholes like that. Like I might judge for. I told you, I think I normally judge people and stuff for like their type of comedy, because comedy is very subjective. So I always feel the type of way when somebody show me some shit like, yo, look at this, and they got you staring, and then they're looking at your face like,
wait for the reaction. Why are you not laughing?
Yeah.
Why are you not laughing?
You're so stupid, you don't get it. Like, it's not fucking funny. Like to me, like you know, like I don't judge that, but yeah, okay. Next one comes from Ms. Behaving 85. Okay. What is the dumbest way you've made money before?
Dumbest way I've made money before?
Like a simple way you made money. And like it didn't make sense how easy you make money. I know there's a club in Cleveland. The parking was in the back.
Right.
You got to walk around to the front to get into the entrance.
Yeah.
There's a back door. And the back door, for some reason, like somebody flew it open.
Okay.
So I'm kind of like by that vicinity, and there's another dude by that vicinity and stuff. He's a little bit bigger than me. He's like, I'm sure you got to get this hustle on and stuff, whatever. So he's like, he about to start collecting some money. So you come to the main entrance part, you're paying about 20.
Right.
Coming through here, you're paying about like 10.
Right.
So I'm collecting money and everything. Boom, 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 boom. Till like we saw like a security flashlight kind of hit the door area. Then we just kind of parted to the right.
Yeah.
And then the door closed and stuff and nobody can get in and stuff, whatever, right? So I'm like, look, my dude, we just made a quick $80. Here's your 40. Here's my 40. Deuces. I'm not going to mention the club because I don't know. They might have caught me on camera. So.
I ain't gonna mention the place. Or the other coworker went down with.
Oh shit.
But let's just say we got a little bit extra on the shipment that we were supposed to receive. And the paperwork didn't say anything about the little bit extra on the shipment that
hustle.
we're supposed to receive.
Hustle hard.
And the extra was on the shipment that was received. Disappeared. And we came rich off of those
I am not mad at that. I am not mad at that. Desperate times come from desperate measures. Yo, what's
stupid and reason why I say it's dumb is because these items were not cheap. So the fact that they were not invoiced, like properly invoiced, anybody could have did it.
I thought so.
Anybody could have did it.
I thought so. A lot of times I see situations and stuff like that, especially with like manifesting invoices and packing slips.
Yeah.
It's like a fuck up from that end, and then it's lucrative on another end. Or possible, maybe because I see crime.
Crime pays sometimes.
What's the most desperate thing you did for money?
The most desperate thing I've done for money? I haven't really done anything.
Good for you.
Yeah, I've never had to sell my soul or my ass. I think I'm good.
I didn't sell my ass, dog. I sold my services.
I'm about to say, you didn't mention your soul, Mark. You stopped short of that.
I sold my services.
You sold your services?
I sold my services. Okay. It was kind of weird one time. Two times I know I sold my services, and I said to myself, like, am I that desperate for money? But it was just
when you gotta ask yourself if you're that desperate for money.
One was a Thanksgiving,
right?
One was a Thanksgiving and stuff, whatever, right? A U.S. Thanksgiving. A friend of mine and stuff, whatever, was like, yo, I was in town. And she's like, yo, she got to go to a family house stuff, but they always gonna question her because, she never bring these dudes around and stuff like that, right?
Right.
I think at the time, she had a thing going on. It wasn't like an official thing. And she didn't want to bring that around family.
Okay.
And stuff like that, whatever. But they were like, yo, you're never gonna bring this guy around. You always break your neck for her and blah, blah, blah.
Right.
And everything. So she made me into a hypothetical dude.
Okay.
So she's like, yo, she's like, yo, you come post up as boyfriend?
Right,
I was like,
you were like the rental boyfriend.
Yeah, I was like, yo, I need to be paid for my services.
Right. The money, right? We there all night.
So she said, how much money you want? I was like, I do it for the 50.
Yeah.
And I got the 50, I was like, do they really need to do this? But I said grace and everything. I held people's hands. I was like, let us pray. I was doing the most. For the 50
you gotta
bucks.
sell it. You gotta sell it.
I understood the assignment.
You gotta sell it. Yeah.
So that, and then I was like, damn, I felt bad. I was like, yo, you want your money back? She's like, nah, it's good. You play your part. I was like, if I don't show up for Christmas, tell them the stuff we had irrecyclable because I damn sure wasn't going to go back.
It wasn't going back.
But I'm like, we can go back as friends. Be like, oh, you know what? We decided relationships is just not for us.
Not for us.
We're high-fiving because I don't see our family that often.
We
right?
still follow each other on IG though.
It's so true. It's so true. All right. The last one comes from VolcanicHottie. Nice name.
Okay.
What can you proudly say you've never done?
What could I proudly say that I've never done? Shit myself in public.
I can say that too.
Yes.
I've never cheated. I've never cheated
Probably
before.
say that.
So I can stand on that. And I never shitting in the shower. I heard motherfuckers talking about waffle stomps at work this past week.
Waffle stomps.
It pissed me off. It's Caucasian terminology. You ready for this? I'm not sure. Let me enlighten you and stuff.
I'm not sure if I'm ready, Marv.
To the Caucasian folk that might listen to this show and know what a waffle stomp is, it's something brand new to the black culture because we don't shit in showers.
Yeah.
So they looked at me like I was foreign and stuff like that. They're like, you pee in the shower? I'm like, yeah, because it's just fluid.
Yeah.
But they're like, so you never have to like shit? So I was like, yeah, turn off the shower, dry off, and sit in the toilet.
Yeah.
They're like, or you can just like waffle stomp it down. So I'm like, why waffle stomp? But they said because of the hatches
the
in the drain. No, in the drain there. So then like they're there with their heel, waffle stomping the turd down. Meanwhile, the water's still going down from the shower. The most dirtiest thing I've ever heard. And
I think if I was to become
two most dirtiest people I ever looked in my life.
I think if I was to become a plumber, I would only do the black community.
Only the black community? A waffle stomp. I'm like, you guys have a name for it? I'm like, I was like, shit in the shower, like waffle stomp. But alas.
You learn something new every day.
Hey, welcome to the Podical Sons, aka soon to be political sons.
Every day.
See you in 7 years.
That's it. Waffle stomping on the competition.
Ew. I like it, but it's ill. You're like, yeah. You're pushing through the grates of the sewer?
Get down there, you piece of shit.
The show's over, though. I'm losing my composure. Get down there, you piece of shit. I feel like it's a double yet triple entendre in one way. Life is good. Life is good.
It is good.
Let's get to the So Say the Sons this week. So Say the Sons this week says, a splash of wisdom is better than a pool of gold. So say the Sons. It's kind of similar to what you were saying about pertaining to the trust aspect.
Mm-hmm.
Two, it's kind of like if you have the trust, you don't really need the money because it kind of just works itself out.
Right.
And I feel like a lot of people and stuff who have the pool of gold, they tend to lose it or they don't really know what to do with it.
Right.
Without like the know-how.
Right.
The know-how, how to, we speak about it all the time. We spoke about, remember you had $100,000 now and stuff like that, but you quit your job and everything like that. And then some people be straight.
Yeah.
We polled it. And some people were like, hell no, that's not enough.
Right.
$100,000 is a hunk of change.
Mm-hmm.
If you're wise and stuff with it, you're kind of blessed.
Yeah.
Right? But the wisdom, they lack the wisdom.
Agreed.
So say the Sons.
So says the Sons.
We are here. Appreciate the questions. VolcanicHottie, you brought me back to the waffle stomping convo in this past week at work. Appreciate you for it. And
I'm gonna pull my white friends.
do you waffle stomp?
Have you ever waffle stomped?
If you say it just like that, they already know. Dude, I mean, it happened once. You'd be like, I was like, how you make it even happen once? Once is already too many.
That's too many.
And they're looking like, and they looked at me, they're like, you've never waffle stomped before? I was like, no, we don't practice that in my household or my community.
Yeah.
They're like, so where do you shit? I'm like, toilet?
I mean, we can barely mentioning peeing in the shower in our community.
I'll own that shit.
I'll own.
I'll own that, whatever.
The waffle stomp,
ain't nobody talking about that.
No, we're using the toilet seat.
Imagine now you go to somebody's house to go use their washroom now, and you just look at their drain, see if the drain smells like hot shit. You're like, waffle stompers. Like you're just gonna go piss.
That brings a new meaning to shit, shower, and shave.
Yes. You see, there's a lot going on.
There's a lot going on. Yeah.
Get down there, you piece of shit. There's a lot going down right there. We are here at the end. Like, comment, subscribe.
Thank goodness.
Like, comment, and subscribe, folks. Once again, thank you for listening to the Political Sons.
That's us.
Remember the difference between genius and stupidity is that genius will not waffle stomp no turds down the genius has his limits.
Peace and love.
Peace.
The Podical Sons was not your average Joseph and Sofa King Marvelous.